peace, love, and blessings. This is the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic with the Mayan Moon Energy for today, March 2nd, 2024. Currently, we are on Can 133 of 260 days in the token or Mayan calendar, the red electric Skywalker. We are in the sign of red. We know that is about initiation, where we start, begin, or have action. When we talk about the red Skywalker, it's important to know that it's all about motion with awareness. It's about exploring with a awareness. When you look around, when you look for something, searching with an awareness and knowing that you have the space to find it, however you define that space, it's important that we are explorers. Now let's go into that a little bit. Um, I'm going to actually look up what explore means as a definition. To travel in or through something unfamiliar in order to learn. What is it that you need to explore? What do you need to learn more about? Is it exploring more of yourself? Is it exploring your environment? Is it exploring the avenue for a new job? Um, I like to focus on self exploration in this moment when we're experiencing core days, but that's just a deeper explanation, like the exploration. Um, don't just be stagnant. If there's something calling within you, explore that. It's going to lead you to a very beautiful place. Now, we are in a time cell of output, so it's all about expression. So, it's important that some things that we have in come out. But hopefully, these are positive things, positive outlets, because we have a lot of energy inside of us. And since we tend to sit a lot, most of us, a lot of our energy is just kind of moving around in here with no place to go. So, expression um, it's really important, whether it's taking a bike ride, drawing and painting a picture, going for a walk. Just be expressive today. Some well-known red electric skywalkers are Jim Henson, Mahalia Jackson, Joni Mitchell, James Earl Ray, Ryan Gosling, and Todd Tucker. Today we are in the electric tone of service. We are in the spirit energy of service. And what's important to know is what or who you bond with will activate a frequency, and you're going to serve that frequency. So when we talk about other tones where it's like channel and find a frequency, we also have to know that whatever frequency we choose, we're activating something within us. We're gonna serve this bond. So consider who and what you're connected to and how that affects your life. And just again, remember that what you are connected to, you will serve. And that's a deep energy to get into. Um, but it's simple. Whatever we're connected to is going to activate an energy that we serve. So we have to be very aware of what we choose to connect with. So we are talking about a day of the token, which is the sacred calendar, Mayan calendar. It's 260 days, 20 signs, 13 tones or spirit energy. It is equivalent to 260 days gestation period of a human, where when we're babies, everybody wants to see, oh, is everything there? Is there 10 fingers, 10 toes? And also we have 13 joints in the body. So this is always important. So the Mayan calendar, or the token, is divination, prophecy, and it gives direction. We always start with the year bearer, which gives us the overall focus of the year. And it's the white overtone wizard. The white wizard lets us know that it's all about enchantment. It's all about receptivity. It's about timelessness. It's what we say to ourselves. It's what fills us with delight. That is what helps us to um, do the white um, color, which is refinement, adjusting, organizing, detoxing. So if we have a mind full of thoughts, which we have a mind with a certain amount of thoughts, a large amount. Can't remember the number, but it's up to us to adjust those thoughts, because remember, what we bond with, we're going to serve it. So if we are holding on to the thoughts that are negative, we're going to serve negativity. But if we enchant ourselves and fill ourselves up with delight over and over and over again, then you have the face of the wizard. You see, the eyes are closed, the mouth is smiling. This is a spirit that is in balance, one with self. Um, and a lot of that is what you say to yourself and what you are receptive to. What are you willing to allow? What are what do you need to curve? And situations and people, they have a sense of timelessness. So you want to be very mindful of what you put in your slot of timelessness that you're connected to, because you're going to serve that condition. Then we have the overtone spirit energy of radiance. This year, up until July 24th, is all about radiating, just being aware of the light or the spirit that we emit around us. It's like we're beacons to other people. And it's all about empowerment. It's all about commanding our reality and our authority. So we're currently in the transformation cycle. The transformation cycle is a 52-day period that teaches us about and how to make and deal with changes. We change form, we can go through a metamorphosis, we can change a cycle where our outer reality is equal to our highest self concept. Now, the transformation cycle is the most intense of all the cycles. 40 of the 52 days are portal days. This year, we're moving with the earth and the seasons, like the seeds that get planted. Um, This transformation cycle will end right around the spring, right around the time of the lunar eclipse. Then after that, there's a cycle of harvest, of ripening, of maturity. So up until the 25th, we can plant seeds, knowing that the seeds that we plant are going to become what we plant, because we will become really intentional when we, follow the calendar, just really intent about what we do, about what energies are around, and what we're working with. So right now, this is the time that people are really starting to seed, and knowing that in a certain amount of days, gestation period, we're going to have certain things in our lives actively. So isn't it worth the time to plant seeds within ourselves to harvest with the plants and trees and everything else during the spring? knowing that we don't have to stay the way that we are. We can make a decision and a choice about who we are, where we are. And from that moment, we're planting a seed that will grow. In African tradition, if we want a house, to build a house, then the moment we decide we want a house, we celebrate. It's time to celebrate the house. The creation comes in a thought. Once you think it, it's going to happen. We celebrate that right now. So make a new choice. Think a new thought and celebrate that change, and then continue to grow from it and grow in it. That's the heart of the transformation cycle, is to change form. Anything that we're dealing with within ourselves, if we don't like it, we can change it. And this is the one area that people have a hard time with, is change. And as we know, the only thing constant is change. So we have to get used to change. Change is all around us, but yet it's one of the hardest things to do. Um, but it doesn't have to be. We can just enchant ourselves with what happens after the change and not just the ending. So we have to be able to move from one thing to the other. That's why following the moon is important. The moon teaches us that we have different moods and we are constantly changing. And it's okay to feel your feelings. Whatever you're feeling that day, it's okay to feel that feeling. And understanding that feelings are indications of areas we need to explore, again, the red skywalker, then we can initiate understanding and acceptance and allowance. So it's okay to be who you are right now, even if you don't feel like who you are right now is the business. Even if you don't think that you're the highest you can be, or at least if you don't feel like that right now, it's okay. Accept where you are. I'm right here. This is me today. And then see yourself as who you want to become. And then make the steps to transform from who you are to who you are. Because once you decide that that's what you want, you shouldn't be scared of it. It shouldn't make you feel less of yourself. It shouldn't, bring guilt or shame. It should be a celebration because something new is on the horizon. And we can accept that newness that we want instead of being stuck in the extra. So that's what the refinement is, the extra. If you don't think that you're enough, it's time to refine, because those are the weeds in your garden. Those are the things that will steal your growth. Those are the things that will choke the life out of you. So it's just important to remember these things, especially when we talk about transformation. It shouldn't be a scary thing. It should fill us with delight to know that there's more. Now, I know that there's a lot of work that goes into it because we are affected a lot by our reality. And we feel like it's this solid thing, this 3D thing that we can feel it, and it's what it is, and it can't be any different. That's where we hang ourselves up. It can't be different, but it can. It can. And if you up until this moment haven't felt like you can change. And the Mayan calendar is one of those ways. There are many ways to self-enlightenment. You have to feel and find what's comfortable for you. So we're currently in the galactic moon of integrity. So important, integrity. And integrity is the state of being whole and undivided. Take a minute and let that sink in. We don't feel whole and undivided most times. We're always fighting with ourselves, with our family, with this and that. And so we don't feel 100% ourselves. And if I don't get anything else to you, any message from me, anything that I'm saying, take this in. It's important for you to be 100% you, whatever that is. And if you don't know, that's okay. Just look at the things that are going on around you that make you feel not 100% you. And that's where you need to change. But anyway, the state of being whole and undivided. What a beautiful feeling to just feel like I'm good. I can do whatever I want and move in that space. The five attributes of integrity are honesty, accountability, reliability, transparency, and ethics. Another area, or not another, but some areas to explore with that red Skywalker, if it is calling you. But I want you to take a moment and think, what would that integrity look like? What would that state of being whole and undivided feel like? And then take it one step further, being in your integrity, what else would you be in harmony with? And lastly, how you living in that environment? And so that energy we have for 4 more days, and then we're going to move into the solar moon of intention. So we are in the current wave spell or 13-day cycle of power of the blue monkey. The blue monkey is so important because it allows us to tap into our inner child. When you are open and flexible and receptive, um, and talk about play, illusion, and magic. So play. You want me to play? I'm a grown man. I'm a grown a woman. But only adults told you that you couldn't play. Like everybody plays sports or in that way we still allowed to play. But in any area of your life that you want to improve, you can play. You can play with the image of what you want to become. And you can start becoming that in different ways, even if it's first in the mind, because that's where the seed is going to be planted. But just also the general idea of not being so serious about everything. When we start to get serious, that's when it seems like, even when I said it, I took a deep breath. So it's just like, yeah, put on this mask of someone that you are not. Playing just allows us to, have fun, lighten up. When you have a light, everything is just not so heavy. We have a beautiful opportunity in a blue monkey wave spell to break illusions. In this wave spell, there's going to be some illusions that pop up because we're in a transformation cycle. And of course, what you've been is going to fight for position. It doesn't want to give up because all parts of you are only there to protect you. So breaking illusions is allowing yourself to think differently about yourself, about a situation, about what you want to be, about what you want to become. Anything that has held you back from that is an illusion because whatever you want to do, you can put yourself in the plan of it. in the seed of it. And you can make it happen. There's no limitation. Not age, not sex. The only thing that holds you back is your mind. And open it today. And that leads to magic. When you allow yourself to be yourself 100%, that's your magic. Your magic is that thing, that essence, that makes you special, and it makes things happen. Things happen when you are 100% you, when you are in balance and you are undivided. You can't be swayed this way, you can't be swayed that way. You are just who you are. So beautiful. The time capsule that we're in during the Blue Monkey Wave spell is the time capsule of process. And when we process or take the action of something to become, then we do it by formulating. We create or devise methodically a strategy or a proposal. So we've went into our memories. We've got the fuel to change our life, the memories that we need to do something to because they do something to us. And then we formulate, we create, devise a strategy or a plan to do something else. The next action. It's beautiful to have a blueprint because once you're open and receptive and have faith and trust, and then you move in those areas, then you can process your memories effectively. You have a store of life force energy that you're able to tap into to change. So if you feel like you low energy, you got a store of energy somewhere because you're not using it. And that's going to be the energy that you have to tap into to move forward. But trust me, if you've seen anybody around you do something miraculous and incredible, then that lets you know that you too can do something miraculous and incredible and great. So we are still in core days. This is a picture of the token or the calendar, and as you can see in the middle, there is a column that is lavender. These are the core days. This is the column 7 of the 13 wave spells. And this is where we have to spend our time being most present, being most inner. It's the core of the calendar, so we work on our inner core. It's time to prepare for deep transformation. So we have 20 signs in the calendar. So if we take those 20 days and focus on ourselves and each energy, then it gives us the opportunity to prepare for deep transformation. We can see what things we are in connection with and some things that give us struggle, and we can, within the foundation of initiation, refinement, transformation, and ripening, we can prepare ourselves for deep transformation because we can experience deep insight and deep healing. So that's why these days are important. Now, more than likely, if you're just tapping in today and say, oh, it started on the 18th and it ends on the 9th and today is the 2nd, man, I missed a lot. Nope. You're right where you're supposed to be, right where you need to be. So if you tap in on the 2nd and the 2nd through the 9th, you focus on yourself. You've you've already advanced up until this point. You don't need what happened before today. All you work on is today. And core days allows us to focus on ourselves, to be self-accepting, and it allows us to balance. We have moved through the 33rd harmonic. So we realize that we are the master teacher of ourselves. Nobody knows you as much as you do. And you are a work of art. So if no one else, you should do a deep dive into you, understand how you work, accept how you work, accept how you are. It doesn't matter if anyone outside of you has a certain view of you. You, what view of yourself do you have? And just being present with yourself and knowing that you are enough. The core days are really an important time, a time, and in an important, I'm sorry, in a perfect quote unquote world, the core days, everybody would be in solitude. In the kingdom of Alitash during core days, everyone would be in solitude, focusing on themselves. So we wouldn't be working. It would be inner exploration for those 20 days. It will be life changing. So that's why I say, if nothing else, during these days, make sure that try to just be present in your own life. Don't let things distract you from what you're thinking and just focus on what you're thinking about. Oh, that's a good thought. Let me work on that. Oh, I don't like that thought. What does that mean? But core days, that's where we're at. So today we're in the third eye chakra. It is about seeing with our spiritual eye, enlightenment, awareness, where we can transcend time, to connect, to restore, to balance. The third eye chakra, you can use sapphire, moonstone, lapis, and sodalite. You can also use blue chamomile and eucalyptus as well. Azurite is another crystal. The third eye is really important. And a lot of times with any of our chakras, it just takes being present. So it's always about being present with the self and accepting yourself so you can be with yourself. The next chakra that we're focusing on today is the solar plexus chakra. And again, this is our inner sun. This is our core. This is our self worth, our personal power, our self control, our self respect, our will, and how we feel and what we carry in that core is going to resonate or radiate outward. We can connect with our solar plexus chakra with rose oil, lemongrass, juniper. The crystals are topaz, citrine, and tiger's eye. Saturday or Saturn days. These are days that we set intentions and rituals around order, around protection, around obstacle breakers, around discipline. I always remember on Saturdays, depending on where I was as a child, different things would be going on. Saturday, those were days of cleaning and days of the big shopping. This is when we went to the market and, very disciplined things had to happen in order for there to be order for the next week. So Saturn days are often where you do your own work, and where you do prep. There's a lot of prep. So I see that Saturn connection where you do your planning and, yeah, I'm doing a lot of thinking myself, you guys. So forgive me if it sounds like I'm pausing. I do a lot of, um, even as I'm doing the presentation, I'm processing and feeling the energy. So today we have a void, of course. The moon is moving from Scorpio energy into Sagittarius energy. So we're moving from where we've been very internal, very protective and introspective, to Sagittarius, which is exploration, which is going outward, going big, um, higher vibrations, higher education, vision quest. These are things that we do, and Sagittarius is an energy that expands. We are also in the wine and gibbous moon, so we are in a time of release. We're letting things go that we no longer need, excuse me, as we move toward the last quarter moon. The moon is void of course, so we know do not start anything, work on completion, work on the inner self, meditation, and you say, wait, we have a sign of initiation today. What does that mean with a moon void of course? That means your initiations are internal. So anything new that comes up, you just don't want to do it today. You want to explore something that already exists. Work on the inner self, meditate, clean. Just focus on you because things are moving and shifting outside of you. And when that's happening, you just need to be still because we're gaining our point of absolute zero where we can see everything, and with that vision we can decide what we need to do next. So some of the services I have, we are still in core days where we are actively in meditation, journaling, doing guided meditation, yoga, and Reiki. Mayan Moon Mondays are where, Mayan Moon Monday is where via Zoom every Monday I go over the calendar from Monday until the next Monday. We do a deep dive on the signs, the energy that's going on, and we do a little bit of introspective. I do a reading, and so it's pretty cool. So if you're interested, make sure you join the Facebook group, Maya Moon Mondays, and you'll be able to get the Zoom link. Excuse me. Last but not least is the Mayan birth chart or the Mayan birth reading. This is very essential in letting you know what kind of person are you. Are you a person who initiates first? Are you a person who refines or adjusts first? Are you the transformer or do you harvest? And knowing that information and knowing your spirit tone lets you know where your powers are, lets you know where your strengths are, where you can focus your energy immediately, and as well as understanding um, what your purpose is. I always find when people get the Mayan birth reading, it's kind of like my moon signature. It just kind of lets you know, oh, this is why I'm like this. Oh, okay, uh, and have definite correlations and experiences that have already connected you to who you are. So I love doing the readings because it's always more of a, yeah, okay, that's why I type of thing. And so it's just important that you know yourself regardless. And the Mayan birth reading does that. So thank you so much for listening. I'm the Sacred Empress Alitash, your melanated Mayan mystic. These are the places you can find me. And if you made it to the end, thank you so much for listening. And I know that there's some things that I said that can assist you, so please use those. Please support one of my channels. These are where you can find me. Thank you so much for your time. Happy Saturday. Peace and love.